name's John and married to Maria, and we work in Sheffield. My wife and I have been working here amongst churches and especially in schools ministry, primarily junior schools, so most of the children under the age of 11, and we've been doing that for over 20 years in Sheffield. And our work takes us into over 25 different schools, and many of those we've been serving for over 20 years. And we've seen various head teachers take over schools and they invite us back. And that's mainly leading assemblies and encouraging many hundreds of children, leading Bible stories and fitting in with the curriculum of the school and telling them life-changing episodes of the account of Jesus and how that can influence them in their life, at home and at school. Many people in schools. There are over 300 schools in Sheffield, and many adults welcome Christians to lead assemblies and RE lessons if they do good stories, if they take appropriate lessons and assemblies with a sense of humour and that fits in with their curriculum. Many Christians are welcomed back time and time again. Lots of fruit. We see children now who are in their 20s. Many of them stop us in the streets. Are you used to coming to my school? I remember you leading assemblies, and can I just tell you, this happened very recently. One person stopped me in the street and said, can I tell you, your assemblies were the highlight of my time in school. And when I asked the young person how old they were now, they were 26, so they're a young adult. And even 2 days ago I was in school telling the life of Jesus, and I'm taking in coloured materials to illustrate the different stages of the life of Jesus, and I have a bright orange cloth, and that represents the life of Jesus. So I hold on to one end and I throw one piece out, and I say to the children, Jesus said, I've come that you might have life. Who wants my life? And instantly, as I said this, asked this question, about 20 hands in assembly out of 200 children rose up immediately to indicate that these children wanted Jesus. And I had to stop and look around and say, wow, that's great, please put your hands down. And I remembered that as because many children in our schools are hungry for truth and for life. And when many Christians, and some of you are here tonight, you go in and take assemblies or lessons, and never underestimate the life that you give to children and young people, because many of them are really wanting to enjoy that for themselves. For many children and young people, being a Christian in school is often very lonely, and they feel very isolated, and school is a real battleground. And even though there are many Christians on the teaching staff and in the support staff, which is fantastic, there are still many Christians that go into our schools who often find it very difficult to shine for Jesus. And often on a Sunday or in their youth club, they're full of their own peers, they're full of their own Christian friends, which can act as a source of encouragement to them. But often when they go off to school on that Monday and during the week, they can feel very lonely. So we need to pray that God's people will rise up and pray for these youngsters in school, that they'll be able to maintain their faith all the way through. And I remember in one assembly very recently, a question was asked to many children. The theme was decisions, and over 200 children were asked, what's one of the most important decisions you'll ever make in life? And marriage was brought out, what job you were to finally go into. But one child put their hand up, and in front of everybody they said to decide whether you will follow Jesus or not. And this was in front of many children and many teenagers, and we applauded that young person who was brave enough to stand up for Jesus and be counted. And my prayer is that many people, even tonight, will be raised up, and even tomorrow in Wembley Stadium, where thousands and thousands of Christians are meeting in London to pray for our nation, to pray for all different spheres of influence. And of course children and education and young people will feature very highly on that. So let's pray that 2012 and going into 2013, God will work in the hearts of many children. We'll see miracles, and many will come to know God and see great things in their lives.